Hello everyone, today's video will be slightly different as I've decided to record a voiceover instead of cooking and speaking at the same time. The primary reason for the voiceover is to enhance quality, and YouTube's translation has a better chance of accurately capturing what I say, hopefully. So today I will prepare wholetail scampi using langoustines. I will also make tartar sauce chunky chips and fried meatballs with a mixture of pork and beef seasoned with sriracha. I also bought some of Jeremy Clarkson's recently released beer. It is a smooth, well-balanced lager with a slightly bitter hop finish. I can only recommend it. Try it if you can. On to the ingredients. I'm going to use Maris Piper potatoes for the chips, which I'm going to fry in the beef dripping. Of course, we have the lovely langoustines, and I'm also going to use onion, shallot, red onion, parsley, tarragon and garlic, and of course sriracha for the meatballs, and some panko breadcrumbs. And for the tartar sauce, I've got capers, gherkins, mayonnaise and sour cream, and I'm also going to add parsley and tarragon. I'm not going to use any dill today or lemon zest. Now for the meatballs, I've got the spicy nduja sausage and beef mince and of course pork mince. I started the prep by making chips, and the reason I've done it first because I had to soak it in cold water to release the starch to make nice and crispy chips. And after soaking it, I've cooked it in salty water for about 10 minutes. So I fully cooked the potatoes, and then once the potatoes were cooked, then I've dried them on a sheet of paper to make sure that they are extremely dry before I put them in the hot oil. The next job was to make the meatballs, so nduja sausage and equal amount of beef and pork mince. I've added one raw onion, but if you choose so, you can fry it off before you add it to the mince, but I've just added raw. Of course, sriracha, which I didn't measure, I've added exactly this much, as you can see on the screen. Panko breadcrumbs, again, I just eyeballed it, 2 eggs, and then I've seasoned the mix with salt and pepper, and I was generous with the pepper as usually I am. I love black pepper, so I went in with quite a bit. And then I've also added some spicy Hungarian paprika, which you can substitute with chili powder if you like. It's very similar. Mix everything through thoroughly, and then just let the mix rest, and then we can carry on with the rest of the meal. Meanwhile, the langoustine has defrosted, and all you have to do is separate the head from the tail. Very simple to do. And of course we're gonna keep the shells, and we are going to turn it into a stock because we don't want to waste it. That's more than half of what you paid for. I've just added some olive oil and gently fried it. And to remove the meat from the shell is very simple. All you have to do is to crack the shell and then gently open it up, and very simple to remove the meat. Don't force anything because you don't want the meat to break in half. Just be gentle with it. If you've never done this before, don't be afraid of it. It's extremely simple. Then I've butterflied all the meat, and this way you can get rid of the digestive system as well, which you don't really want to eat. And as you can see, we are left with very little meat indeed. That's why langoustine is so expensive, and that's one of the main reasons that if you go to the seaside and you order scampi, you get the highly processed frozen stuff. Meanwhile, the potatoes are cooked, and of course I keep the cooking liquid and just add it to the shells to make the stock. Next I prepared the tartar sauce, and for this tartar sauce I used shallots, red onions, of course, gherkins and capers. And instead of dill, as I said, I've decided to use tarragon, which is one of my favorite herbs. So I've used fresh tarragon rather than dried, which I mixed with parsley, again finely chopped, and then I've added mayonnaise and sour cream, same amount, and just mix everything together. Add a bit of salt and pepper or seasoning of your choice, and that's my tartar sauce done. And of course, if you choose so, you can add lemon zest or lemon juice, but for me this did for the day. After resting the meat, it was time to portion it up, but of course I didn't measure it. Of course, I'm cooking for Mrs. T and me, no point of measuring it. And after the beef dripping was heated up, I've added the garlic to flavor the beef dripping. Also gives you a good indication how hot the fat is. Then I covered the meatballs in breadcrumbs and fried them in the dripping. And it doesn't take long at all to fry them, maybe about 8 minutes. Then the scampi I put in flour, egg and breadcrumbs, because that's my preferred way. Of course, you can butter them and deep fry like that if that's your choice. And once I was done with the meatballs, I fried the scampi right after. In hindsight, I should have filtered the beef dripping first, but I didn't, so hey ho. However, I did filter the fat before I fried the chips, just to make sure that it doesn't taste burned, and it was absolutely awesome. One thing, if you fry anything in animal fat rather than oil, the result is going to be extremely different, much better, and your house or flat is not going to stink. Salt it straight away, and time to plate up. And there wasn't much on the plate, but what was there was extremely tasty. Scampi, chips, all homemade. Of course, don't forget about the lovely Sriracha meatballs, extremely tasty. I highly recommend it, extremely simple to make. And that's all, guys. Tartar sauce, happy days. Very simple dinner. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you like the voiceover rather than me cooking and trying to talk at the same time. Thank you for watching the videos, guys. I highly appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.